I find these ones really interesting because the reason why he got yellow for Cronin and not red, because he definitely made contact with the head with force, was Andrew Brace said there was mitigation because of the change of direction. So Cronin's footwork and stepped inside. Now, I don't know. I don't know the rule. I'm going to be completely honest with that. I do know there is something about mitigation and dipping. And if a player is dipping, I've never heard of a change in direction, i.e. a sidestep, being at mitigation for bringing it from red to yellow. Lads, what do we make with that?
If you look at Papali'is against Munster, that was a change of direction and it was a red card. If Coetzee had his arm out like a clothesline like this and someone sidestepped into it, he'd be red carded for clotheslining someone. Just because the way he went to tackle was the way he went to tackle. The sidestep has no bearing on that. I think Andrew Brace took the easy way out, to be perfectly honest. He's on that call. A sidestep has never been a mitigation to go from red to yellow, and I think that's the first time. That's going to be like Ben Whitehouse's medium impact again, medium force, whatever it was. I think there are times where refs like this, they don't want to give a red if they think it's a soft red, but it's still a red. That's the reason these laws are in place and why they're being enforced so vigorously. Player safety is far more important than the spectacle on the pitch. And if the laws are refed, if more laws in professional rugby are refed to the T or as they're written, the game will actually be better.
But Purrig, I have to agree with you. For me, as an Ulsterman, it was a red all day. And we know it's a player's right to change direction. So how that became as mitigating, I've got no idea. And I was surprised that came in as a yellow, to be honest. And has anyone heard? Has there been any sighting? I haven't heard anything.
No.
But the time for a sighting is definitely gone past. So it looks like they race. But I tell you what,
I haven't heard anything from our side. So for me, I think he put himself in the spotlight with the first tackle on Porter. And I think he definitely put himself on the radar for Joy Neville. Just keep an eye, but it was unusual because he was tackling very upright all day. He was staying very vertical, and of course, with the sheer size of him and his strength, there was going to be that opportunity where he was going to catch someone in and around the neck and head. And I was surprised he done the full 70 minutes, so to speak, on that occasion.
Yeah, I mean, I tell you what really annoyed me about that was the change of direction interpretation. Was that that's something Leinster do a lot when they could do their one-off runners off 9. It worked quite a lot for them in terms of running into bigger men like Coetzee is their footwork at the line, and it's something as a team that they do very well. And so all of a sudden, if you're saying that's a mitigation against being hit high, where does that leave you in terms of a major part of your phase play with your runners off 9? Because it was a brilliant piece of footwork by Cronin, and it's something he does very well. He's, for a big man, he's got very good footwork and very good speed, as we all know. So that was very frustrating. What about the Porter one? Because if anything, I thought the Porter one had more of a swinging arm to it. And yes, Porter dipped, but I also thought I thought he was lucky to not get at least yellow for the Porter one, which is the earlier one. What did you think about that, Chris?
I think if he had a yellow at that point of the game, and again, it was probably deserved if you're going to be really, scrupulous about it. Yeah, it was a swinging arm, it was head, neck, and of course, in the letter of the law, he could have even gone beyond that. In certain referees this year, or in 2020 season, that would have gone to a red in certain games. And I think Andrew Brace was trying to keep as many players in the park as possible for that massive derby match. And what it was bigged up quite a lot due to the recent wins on both sides. And so I think if he had been yellow carded earlier, I doubt he would have been on the park after 60 minutes of the game. I think Dan McFarlane would have pulled him earlier rather than having the 10 minutes from the Cronin and then playing on. So it could have had a massive impact on the game in many different ways, including Marcel's participation further. But for me, I think I'm surprised he got away with that. And that was probably the one I anticipated being cited for, if anything, I think.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to say this is an Ulsterman?
Yeah, it's an interesting one he didn't get cited.